Looking around the world today, we stand confused about what is going on in the world. Why are there people who think their gender is a curse? Why do men want to become women? And why do women want to become men? If we refuse to become evolved like the world, this brings us to question the source of this strange happening around the world. We need to know as a starting point in this video that nothing is new under the sun, as Solomon said in his book. The issue of transgenderism didn't start now. We are just catching up to it after some time. In ancient times, there were cases of groups of people worshiping certain gods which have been noted to have the characteristics of changing from man to woman and influencing priests and priestesses to do so. The first demon that we are going to consider is Ashtoreth. Many consider these figures as gods, but as believers we have the understanding that these gods have far more spiritual significance than people think about. Nothing can be transgenerational without being backed up by a spirit, beliefs, systems, culture, and more importantly, the worship of gods. With proper understanding, we can deduce that these spirits are not the Spirit of God, and if not, they must be from the enemy of God's people, which is the kingdom of Satan, and his agents are called demons. Looking through history, we discover that nothing happens of its own accord. The source of life, which is God, has an identity for everyone. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. This is the source of man, and it is distinctively male and female. It is a common but true saying that the devil did not create something but has perverted the good things. Many people who find themselves as transgenders today all give a pointer to something. The idea came today gradually by suggestion, which is the fact that they don't know by themselves. They only got to start accepting the voice, and then they start seeing themselves differently. And this is the time the devils back off, because they have successfully made he or she doubt his or her sexual identity. Now we know that if only good comes from God and evil comes from the devil, we can conclude that those demons are transgenders. So when demons possess people or start suggesting to people who they are, only transgender demons can suggest transgenderism to people. The idea of pronouns came from demons too. God made he and him and she and her, but we get to see in the deliverance of the madman of Gadarenes that when Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" he said, "Legion, for we are many," which means that if the madman of Gadarenes was asked what is his pronouns today, he might have said his pronouns are they and them. The truth in this modern day is that the devil will not make anyone as violent as the madman of Gadarenes, rather he will stay unnoticed. The devil has learned that he makes it easy for people to run to God if he permits them to know he is the one leading them. So in the issue of transgenderism, it is clear that demons are transgenders. The Bible in 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14, and no wonder, for Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. So it's not a wrong statement to say that demons can turn themselves to a different gender just to fulfill their assignment. One of the demons that we will study is Ashtoreth. Ashtoreth is regarded as the god of fertility, love, and war. She is also known as Astarte or Ishtar, and she was a prominent deity worshipped in various ancient Near Eastern cultures, including the Canaanites, Phoenicians, and Egyptians, and was one of the foreign gods that the Israelites adopted when they occupied the land of the Canaanites. The worship of Ashtoreth often involves rituals that support sexual misappropriation. This is why many people refer to it as the goddess of gender confusion. Within the context of Ashtoreth worship, some scholars argue that priests and priestesses may have identified as transgender or exhibited characteristics that transcended traditional gender binaries. It is said in the myths that Ashtoreth has a history of being intimate with both male and female gods or spirits. So Ashtoreth happens to be a transgender demon, and she is famed for effeminating men and changing men to women. The priests and priestesses that service it are transgenders. Another popular demon that is considered transgender is Baphomet. In fact, many people consider this demon to be called the originator or the father of transgenderism. There are certain facts we can't discuss in this video, but the image of Baphomet explains our point perfectly. His image depicts his masculinity, but taking a further look at his image, he has the breast of a woman, which insinuates that he is a man who identifies as a woman. Many people try to wave this off, claiming that Baphomet is just a figure not directly linked to worship of Satan or any of the things it is called. Like I said before, the devil likes covering up his identity and his activities. This idea becomes valid as Baphomet is now the image of satanic worship and also the symbol of the transgender community. I am neither a transgender nor a Satanist, and I am not also a Hollywood celebrity to claim I have seen that truly Baphomet influences transgenderism. But if this is what the people who are one of the things that I have listed before say that is what it should be, they must be right. The image says it all, and seeing that many transgender people celebrate Baphomet, it has to be. It is said that transgenderism is the worship of Baphomet. Another demon that is considered transgender is one of the gods of ancient Greek, Phrygia, and Roman empires called Cybele and Attis. The myth of these gods is that Cybele fell in love with Attis, and Attis was going to marry another person who was the king's daughter. And Cybele made him mad, and he became wild, castrated, and killed himself under a pine tree. And Cybele pleaded with Zeus, and he raised him from the dead. The priests of Cybele and Attis are referred to as Galli, and they are said to wear feminine clothes, castrate themselves, and refer to themselves as women, which makes this demon another clear example of transgenderism. Another demon from ancient times is Hermaphrodite. I have explained earlier why I consider the gods as demons. Their relevance has stood through centuries, and nothing lasts long if spirits do not sponsor it. Do you know that the priests of these gods have visions and revelations, which proves the activity of a knowing spirit? To continue, Hermaphrodite is known as the god of gender. He is a figure who embodies dual sexuality and transgenderism. In ancient stories, Hermaphrodite is often depicted as having both male and female physical characteristics. The worship of Hermaphrodite is not documented, but its worship is incorporated into rituals and ceremonies that celebrate transgenderism and diversity. All of this information is to bring us to the knowledge that the happenings around the world are not a physical situation. Life is spiritual, and there is constant war between the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. Next time you are trying to pray for people who are struggling with identity, you don't need to argue or try to invalidate the decisions. It can never work. What you should do is cast out those demons, and you will see the people set free. Homosexuality and transgenderism are spiritual influences. They represent the presence of demons. Do not be ignorant. If you found this video valuable, kindly give a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new videos. Stay safe. God bless you.